Good evening, I'm Whitney McCoy, and this is the African Diaspora News Channel. Tensions are once again rising in Europe, and they revolve around the man of the hour, the Russian President Vladimir Putin. So, Poland has issued stern warning, saying it could be forced to arrest the Russian leader if his plane crosses Polish airspace on his way to a proposed peace summit that's happening in Hungary. Let's get into it. Poland's Foreign Minister Radosław Sikorski made the statement on Tuesday, where he emphasized that no one is above international law. He said, and I quote, "I cannot guarantee that an independent Polish court won't order the government to escort such an aircraft down to hand the suspect to the court in The Hague." That suspect that he's referring to is, of course, the Russian leader, who remains under an international criminal court warrant for the illegal deportation of Ukrainian children. The ICC arrest warrant obligates member states, including Poland, to detain Putin if he sets foot or even lands on their territory. So, while the US president is pushing for a peace summit with the Russian leader in Budapest, that simple act of traveling to Hungary could trigger an international standoff. No, there's a little bit of a complication though. To reach Hungary, Putin's delegation would have to fly over at least one European Union country's airspace. No, and every EU nation, with one exception, is bound by the ICC treaty. That exception is Hungary, led by Prime Minister Viktor Orban, who has maintained notably warmer ties with Moscow compared to the rest of his European neighbors. Budapest has already signaled that Putin would be welcomed and guaranteed safe passage in and out of the country for the summit. Budapest has already signaled that Putin would be welcomed and guaranteed safe passage in and outside of Hungary, right? For the peace summit that's to be held. But not everyone in Europe agrees with that approach. While Poland says it would not hesitate to act on the arrest warrant, Bulgaria appears to be taking a more conciliatory stance. Bulgaria's foreign minister, he says that his country would be willing to allow Putin's aircraft to cross its airspace if it would help bring peace to Ukraine. Is this true? What? In a statement to Bulgaria's national news agency, the foreign minister said, and I quote, "If the condition for peace is to have a meeting, it is most logical for such a meeting to be mediated in every possible way." Still, Bulgaria Foreign Ministry clarified that it has not yet received any official air travel requests from Russia. This unusual diplomatic tug-of-war kind of underscores how divided Europe remains when it comes to engaging with the Russian leader. On one side, nations like Poland standing firmly with Ukraine and international law, and on the other side, governments like Hungary and perhaps even Bulgaria are prioritizing dialogue even with an indicated wartime leader. So, we kind of see that there's two different sides. The International Criminal Court's warrant against Putin dates back all the way to 2023, accusing him and his government of war crimes related to forced transfer of children from occupied territories in Ukraine to Russia. Moscow has dismissed this warrant as meaningless, saying it doesn't recognize the ICC's jurisdiction, basically. But that hasn't stopped the legal and diplomatic consequences from spreading all across the globe. So, as signs move ahead for Trump and Putin's possible summit in Budapest, one thing is clear. Even the flight path could become a somewhat political minefield. For Poland, the law is the law. For Hungary, diplomacy comes first. And for the rest of us watching, this meeting could mark a critical turning point in the war, or a new chapter in international controversy. I'm Whitney McCoy, reporting for the African Diaspora News Channel. And we'll continue to follow the story as I continue to bring you stories that shape the world, from Kyiv to Kingston to Atlanta. It's all over. Stay connected stay informed, and remember, we don't just report stories, we connect the dots. Until next time.